Okay, let's build. All right, we already showed the CPU of this next gaming PC giveaway. I'm really excited about this. We got the Ryzen 7 5800 XT. This is an 8-core, 16-threaded AM4 chip. As far as I know, this was off my radar for a hot minute. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the best AM4 gaming CPU that is not an X3D. That's correct, right? I don't think anything beats this. I was not tracking the XT refresh, and this is available. Agreed? Okay. This was available and still is on Amazon for like 220 bucks, which is the same price as like a 5700X. So like this is a much better buy. 5700X is still good, but this is a much better buy right now. I don't know why the pricing is like that right now. But yeah, I mean, this is like, since we can't, at least in the States, I know it's different other places, but at least in the States, this is the meta for if you want to maximize a gaming PC without going to DDR5. You know, this is the best DDR4 gaming CPU. Again, other than the X3Ds, but we can't find X3Ds. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to use that. We also got some RAM, of course. We got some more G-Skill Ripjaws. Some Ripjaws 5. This is a 32 gig DDR4 kit. We actually got some pretty solid specs here. 3200 megahertz, CL16. I mean, what else do you want, man? Dude, I'm giving away 32 gig RAM kits over here. All right. We got that. For our motherboard, we have a Gigabyte B550 Gaming X V2. I don't even remember how I got this. Something happened. I don't think I bought this recently. It might be used. I'm not entirely sure what happened. But just needed an ATX-sized AM4 motherboard. Definitely not a super cheap one because we are using that 5800 XT. To cool the 5800 XT, this used to be, well, it probably still is some sort of meta. I haven't used it for a while, though. Welcome back to the channel. The Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120. This is a monster. The GOAT? Yeah, this is a monster. All black, dual tower, dual fan CPU air cooler. We used to use this all the time, man. This is some of the best air cooler value for like $35 to $40. It probably doesn't get much better. Yeah, best cooling per dollar. Yeah, exactly. The price to performance on this thing probably doesn't get too much better. The reason I stopped using it though is because we've had over the years some shipping issues with it. It is a huge cooler, so even if you got like all that Instapack in there and whatnot, this is a big air cooler, man, and we've had a few shipping issues, which is why we use AIOs these days, because those are much safer to ship, but we're gonna risk it for the gaming PC giveaway. Hopefully it survives, or hopefully they're in PA and they just request that I drop it. Anyway, for the power supply, speaking of goats, we got the Raid Max Cobra Power 650 watt. Again, I think this is numero 6 of the 15 that I bought. So we're still working our way through. I don't know why you guys are saying pice. I have no idea, but we're just working our way through this very legit tier C 80 plus gold ATX 3.1 PCIe 5.1 650 watt power supply. What's your thumb covering? I mean, nothing, man. It's a PCIe 5.1. Like, what? I don't understand what you guys are looking at here, but it's all good, man. It's all good. This is a totally legit power supply. For the SSD, all right, I kind of cheaped out on this one, man. This is a good SSD, don't get me wrong. This is an SK Hynix Gold P31. 1 terabyte. Why is it not in the box? Because I don't know. I don't know how I found this. This was in like an old home server build or something. I have no idea. But it's a 1 terabyte SSD and you're going to like it. Okay? Otherwise, I'd have to spend like $3,000 on that. For the graphics card, this I just bought. This is brand new for you guys. We're just going to stick with what's working here. We got another 16 gig RX 9060 XT. This time, I got the Asus Prime model. Dude, I've said this so many times. I love the new, both on NVIDIA and AMD, this Asus Prime cooling system here. It's so clean. The black on black, like the black text on the black fan shroud just looks so good. I really like this design. So we got that for the graphics card. And then finally for the case. This, we're just using something that I already had in the studio. We actually have a lot of these still. I got to get rid of them. But I love this case. Absolutely love this thing. This is currently the case of my SimRig PC. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Lian Li LANCOOL 217. Beautiful. It's heavy. This is gonna be very expensive. Very expensive to ship. It's got 5 pre-installed all-black fans. This is just gonna be a very clean, minimal all-black and wood grain build. Beautiful case. It's so easy to build inside of here. The cable management. We might not even need a zip tie today. We will, but you could build without a zip tie in this thing. I love this case, man. I got like, I think we have like 6 more of these. We never ended up using a bunch of cases that we had, and we're just trying to work our way through them. So I figured that'd be good for a gaming PC giveaway. But yeah, that's the parts list for what we're about to build tonight. Let's start building, shall we? I lost the raffle. Now I know how the Steelers feel. That's a real knee slapper you got there. And your band. Goodbye. Dude, that was a good one, man. What's your top 5 favorite movies? Dude, top 5? That's a lot to ask for. I don't keep that level of information. Oh no, I did buy this. Yeah, this is brand new. I don't know what I was thinking. No, I did buy this. I just bought this for the giveaway. All right, we got our AM5 or AM4, excuse me. Motherboard here with our Ryzen 7 5800 XT. This very well might be my first, no, not my first ever. I think it's my first 5000 series XT CPU. I think I used some XTs back when 3000 series relaunched them. I think this is my first 5000 XT. They just weren't on my radar. And they definitely should be, for all of the reasons that we listed earlier. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But now, this is the important part. I know you guys are here for giveaways and RAM ASMR. Okay, so I already delivered on the giveaway. Now it's time to deliver on the RAM ASMR. I got you. Cling. Next. Clean. That's all it takes, man. Sometimes it doesn't give you that, like, it's just, it's in. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. That's not ideal. That's not like a 10 of 10 ASMR. But that's just like a, yeah, crisp. Exactly. That's as crispy as a RAM click gets. Ooh. Not looking so great on the wiggle test. Not at all, actually. That's pretty wiggly, ladies and gentlemen. That is some wiggly RAM we got here. Actually, I'm a little worried that I'm going to snap that one off. We should probably... Yeah, that is pretty wiggly. That's like a 5.8. We were... I feel like we were on a really good streak there of having some solid RAM. That's the most wiggly RAM we've had in a while. Can we get another RAM click, please? Nope. You gotta rewind the stream, man. That's the best I can do. Now, I did mess up here. I'm already noticing I messed up aesthetically. I don't know how this motherboard does not come with a heat shield for the SSD. That, thankfully, this is going to be covered by a gigantic CPU cooler, and it's in like a dark case. Everything's all black. We probably won't see it too bad, but like from this angle, that this is not looking good at all. Beautiful? I'd have to disagree with you on that one. That one's my fault. That one's on me. I messed that up. I don't know why I bought a motherboard that doesn't have a... What's it called? A heat shield on it. Electrical tape? I think it'll be fine. I think once we get this CPU cooler on here, we'll be good to go. Alright. Green PCB in 2026? Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I've had that SSD for a few years now. I think it was from a home server build or something. I'm not entirely sure. But I definitely pulled that off the inventory shelf so I don't have to spend the money on another one. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what many consider the GOAT of PC cooling. It may not be the actual 100% best performing CPU air cooler, but in terms of cooling per dollar, which way do I do it? I always forget. I think we want it this way. It very well might be. This has some serious price to performance, being only $35. This is a beastly CPU cooler. I haven't installed one of these for a while, though. AM5. Black heatsink is sexy. I mean, yeah, this whole thing looks great, man. I used to install these all the time. This was my go-to for any slightly hotter or faster cooler. Or CPU, I mean. We need these little AM4 brackets. Like this. We'll use the included thermal paste, and we don't need anything else. This is a true dream build, especially with that case. It might be yours, man. We'll find out. So the first thing we got to do is we got to remove these little plastic bridges here. This CPU cooler does not need that. So we will take those off. How do I enter the giveaway? Type in !giveaway. Make sure you log in via Twitch, and you will earn points just by watching the stream. Alright, those are removed. So we got these little holes from the back plate that's just sitting back there. We're gonna put these things on there. And then, oh boy, I forget which way this goes. I think it's like this. I want to say it's like that. I could be wrong, though. I don't think we have the instructions in here. I can't remember which which way it goes. Is it? Does anybody know? Is it this way? You're right. That's the correct way. I'm pretty sure that's it. I hope this is the right. It could be this way or the other way. I think we're going with this. A couple people said yes. The other way it'll be too spaced out. It's hard to tell. Because this is a a pretty big area there. Yomo with the tier 1 sub, thank you. The good brother. Just Yura with the 2 months says, talking about the war movies from earlier, I used to fake sick days during school whenever Band of Brothers was on TV. Nice. I don't think I ever finished watching Band of Brothers. Probably should have. What was I doing over here, man? I was not paying attention at all. I don't think I actually finished Band of Brothers. I remember liking it, but I don't think I finished it. Shadow with this $2 super chat says, hey Zach, is a 9070 XT and a 9700X a good combo? Yeah, it's a great combo, man. Yomo with the $3 dono says, replacing AM4 CPU and potentially motherboard. What would be a good CPU to run the PC as a pseudo Minecraft server that can hold up to thousands of entities at any given moment? I definitely cannot answer that without a budget. You're replacing your AM4 CPU? Does that mean you're going to AM5 for a Minecraft server? Is that what that means? I don't know. The only thing that I can help you with, which you probably already know, is Minecraft does indeed benefit from a fast CPU. When you host a server and you have a lot of people connected, when we had that ZTT server going, that CPU was chugging. And then we upgraded the server to a fast Ryzen CPU. And it made a big difference. The actual CPU clock speed matters a lot when you're hosting a Minecraft server to a lot of people. But I don't know what CPU you should get without knowing your budget. Okay, let's make sure that this is the... Yes, that was the correct side. We were all right. Okay. So we got that. We got these things installed. Slide that all over there. These metal brackets are what we just installed. Now I'm going to use some Thermalright TF7 thermal paste here. Going to put a healthy sized P on there just to make sure we get full coverage when that smashes down. Oh, do I need a different screwdriver for this? I do. I have the perfect screwdriver for this. Hold on. Back to the toolbox we go. Where art thou? I see it. Here we go. The Be Quiet. This is the, continues to be, the absolute best screwdriver for CPU coolers like this. It actually came with a similar air cooler to this. Alright. I don't think, yeah, we don't have a plastic piece on there. I think somebody was about to use this and we never did. I'm not exactly sure what happened with this, but there is no plastic peel on there. Install it this way. So we're going to set that down there. Line up these screws. And hope for the best. Alright, that side's started. Sorry, now you can't really see what I'm doing. And that side is started. Now I can just go back and forth and tighten this down, and then we'll be good to go. as that smashes down on there. Have you ever broken a motherboard before? I did actually snap off a RAM slot. This was well before I was doing the wiggle test, though. It was on, like, one of those old Office OEM PCs. I was literally just reinstalling the RAM that it came included with. And just the amount of pressure that I put down just installing the RAM into the slot, it completely snapped the RAM slot off the motherboard. The PC still worked. I just couldn't use that RAM slot. All the other slots continued to work, which was great. But yeah, I did break that motherboard. Don't know if I've definitely shorted motherboards out accidentally. Hence why we don't use twist ties in any builds ever again. I mean, yeah, I've broken a few, I guess. The downside is that CPU cooler's not covering up the ugly SSD that I was hoping. Dude, we might need to switch that out. We might have to switch that out before we give that to somebody. I don't know if I would be comfortable shipping this PC to somebody with that super ugly green SSD sticking out there. All right. The fan can't be installed all the way down, otherwise it would hit the RAM. But you can install these fans at really any height that you want. This is just ever so slightly above it, which is still perfectly fine. But yeah, that looks great, man. So what we can do here is, another cool thing about this cooler is it comes with a 2-to-1 PWM connector. That way you can connect both of these to one single CPU fan port on your motherboard. That way they're both controlled at the same speed, at the same time and everything. And then I'm just going to hide that bulk of cables underneath the fans and everything. And then boom. This motherboard is complete. So other than the SSD, dude, that's heavy. We got ourselves some serious CPU cooling power. This is the Gigabyte B550M Gaming X V2. We got the Ryzen 7 5800 XT, a 1TB super ugly SSD from SK Hynix, 32 gigs of G-Skill DDR4, and the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120. Beast of a CPU air cooler. Dude, that thing's huge, man. That is a... oh my god. That is a beefy air cooler. But that's why it's one of the best. Alright. Power supply, or motherboard is prepped. Now we can move on to the power supply. Alright, here's our PICE 5.1. Will you ever collab with the greatest technician that's ever lived? Definitely. We actually said that we're gonna go to the Formula 1 race next year, or this year, in Texas. That'll be really cool. I don't know how we're gonna get tickets, but we at least want to go to that. But yeah, I definitely want to make some videos for sure. Lifting while watching, I like that. I like that a lot. Are you a Ferrari fan? I mean, this is going to be my 3rd year being a Formula 1 fan. I love Formula 1. It's now my 2nd favorite sport behind football. I say that I'm a Ferrari fan, but like at the end of the day, I'm really not. Like, I just like Formula 1 right now. Last year I was definitely rooting for Max to complete the comeback. That would have been epic. But I'm not like a, oh man, I gotta see Ferrari win type of fan. Like, I want them to win, but like, it's hard to root for Ferrari in the first place, but I'm not a diehard fan to begin with. So I don't know, man. I don't know what type of fan of Formula One I am yet. I'm still trying to find myself. But like for basketball, for NBA, like I love NBA. But I'm not a fan of any one team. I just like watching basketball. I have a feeling that that's how Formula One is going to be. There's going to be drivers here and there that I'm rooting for, which may change season to season. I don't know if I'll ever be like a diehard Formula One team fan. How do you like the new... I never know how to say that word. Liveries? The paint jobs? I haven't seen them. I haven't been following. I'll definitely start following Formula One once it starts back up in March, but I haven't watched anything that's going on right now. Are you a Pens and a Pirates fan? No. I don't watch any baseball or any hockey. I watched exactly one baseball game this year or last year, and that's because we went to a Pirates game with the fam. That was the only baseball game that I watched. It was fun, but I don't really like baseball or hockey. Oh no, what happened to my camera? How is what are the early predictions for Formula One? I have seen real quickly that it seems like the Mercedes car is the like possibly the top car after the new regulation changes, but I haven't stayed up to date with it at all. Okay, power supply's prepped. All I did was I zip tied the extra cables that we won't need. These are the cables that we will need. We're not using cable extensions for this build, so the power supply is prepped. Is cable management difficult? In some projects and cases and combination of parts, it definitely is difficult. Sometimes it's actually physically difficult to fit all of the cables in a PC. Tiny, cheap micro ATX case, cable extensions, tons of RGB products, etc. A build like this? No. This is as easy as cable management gets. This Lian Li LANCOOL, you'll see it here soon, is super easy to cable manage with. And we don't have cable extensions. A modular power supply would have been even more helpful. We don't have that going for us. But this is pretty easy. We have, I love this cable channel over here. This has like little tabs. I don't know how well you can see that. These are little plastic tabs. So you can just put the cables underneath here. You don't even need to zip tie anything, which is fantastic. We have all of these Velcro straps right here for the bulk of the cables. We have this beautiful... Wow, that's too tight, though. Wow, they messed that up. Look at that. That's way too tight. I can't even plug that in. This is normally a beautiful PWM and ARGB hub. I love this so much. This case doesn't even have ARGB fans. It has 5 PWM fans, but it doesn't even have ARGB, and it still gives you ARGB ports, just in case you were going to upgrade to ARGB fans. That is so cool. But yeah, I'm going to pull that cable a little bit, plug that in. There we go. So yeah, we got the fan hub up there, and then we have all this extra room over here. This is as easy as cable management gets right here. This case is literally probably top 5 for easiest cables to cable manage. This is the SATA power that's gonna power that hub up there, which is why I did not cable bundle that on the power supply. We got the PWM port, which will plug into the motherboard. Everything else is pretty standard. This is very, very clear cut. I don't think we need anything in here. We got the 2 hard drive cages. It also comes with this very much appreciated tackle box of screws. I mean, dude, Lian Li, they just know what they're doing, man. We got some tiny zip ties here, etc. This is class, man. That is how you do it. This is the Lian Li LANCOOL 217. We have all of our standoffs that we need, so we can just set in this motherboard and get started putting these Lego pieces together. Again, I apologize for that super ugly SSD. We'll take care of it. Not ideal. Might go to Texas F1, so I might see you in the greatest technician that's ever lived at my favorite sport. Yeah, hopefully we can all get tickets and it's all good, man. I don't know what the process is of getting Formula... I've never been to a Formula 1 race. So, I don't know what the process of getting those tickets is, so hopefully we don't have any issues with that. But yeah, that would be sick. Put duct tape on that SSD and call it a day. I might have to. That might be the play, man. This case is gorgeous. I do love this case. Oh my. I'm not going to read that full name, but Trev with the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you very much, Trev. Appreciate that. Pull the famous streamer card for cheap tickets? Or for press tickets? I don't know. Would they be interested in PC building / greatest technician content creators going to F1? I don't know if we provide any value to them, man. I don't know if they would give us press tickets. We'd probably have to make a Formula 1 video in order to make that happen. Say you make performance builds. We might be able to finagle it. Dude, that'd be great. But I also want to take my whole family there. I would like my kids to go to a Formula 1 race as well. I think that'd be cool. So maybe I convince them that they're all like videographers. I'm not sure how we would do that. Just ordered all the parts for my first build. Thanks for all the videos and knowledge. You're welcome, man. Good luck. ZTT has a family, question mark? What? Dude, you got a family? Yeah, man. Build a F1 sim themed rig. There you go. Yeah, this is the case that I was using on my, or that I'm still using on my sim rig. This is a great case. Great case. Have you already announced the giveaway winner? Yes. It was Wayinator. They were in the chat. We are now currently building the next giveaway PC. So you guys are all earning points towards this next one. Just tell them your sons are pit stop workers. What? F11 over F1 in my opinion. Come on, man. ZTT been raising the next generation of PC gamers. They all got their own builds. My 6-year-old put together a PC this week. Was it yesterday? I used the wrong screw, but I think it's okay. Not ideal. Would not ship this to a customer, but for a giveaway, I think we'll get over it. Have you used the Build Core's website? Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to the owners of Build Cores a couple times. It's really good, man. It's really good. Hasn't quite cracked the mainstream yet, but yeah. It's good. I just realized we don't have a great situation here. This is not ideal at all. Thankfully, I got the technology to show you. All right, here's what I'm looking at. The USB 3.0 connector is right here. It's directly behind this 120 fan. And I don't think that's enough space for me to plug that in. I'm gonna try. This could get a little shady, though. Actually, this could get a lot shady. This is how you break things. There's a chance we have just enough clearance. But we don't. Hold on. Unless if I super bend this. I don't think that's enough. I might have to remove that fan. Oh, wait. No, this might work. Oh, that works. Wow, that's a... Oh, my God, that's a... Ugh. That bend radius is awful, but it works. Okay, we got it. We're good. Just don't look at it. We have a similar situation with the USB-C. The USB-C is under here too. That's such a weird spot for USB-C. Granted, most cases do not have fans right here. Some do. Okay, let me try to plug in this. Wow, these connectors are not in great spots at all, man. This is certainly not ideal. We're going to deal with this with the front panel connectors, too. Starting to think I should just uninstall that fan. Otherwise, I'm going to break something. Oh, man. Yeah. I think that fan... Oh, that's not a fun fan to uninstall, though. I don't remember having these... I mean, the USB-C is never installed down here. I don't know what type of placement Gigabyte was thinking of, but this is just... This is kind of dumb. I don't know why they put this connector down here. The mod just told me to go to bed? I mean, if that's what the mods are telling you, it's probably a sharp move. Dude, we got some... Okay, yeah, that fan just has to... I gotta uninstall that fan or I'm not gonna get anything done. But how do I uninstall this fan? I've never had to uninstall this. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, we got the stubby! Don't clip that. Please don't clip that. But we do. This is exactly why we have the stubby. This is the... Actually, this might be a little too stubby. I don't know if this is going to work. Ironically enough, this might be too above average, but we'll find out. This is... Oh my god, it's too stubby. It's not gonna work. No, it doesn't. Well, how about we just plug in? How about... dude, this is tough, man. Can't plug in this USB connector. This is brutal. I think I might just have to muscle it. I think that's the solution here. No tools needed? I think we just need muscle. I don't think we need tools for this one. It's just... Sometimes it just requires a little bit of muscle. Which I apparently don't have. There we go. Got it. Alright. All it needed was muscle. Dude, this is brutal, man. This was supposed to be the easy build of the week. All right. Last one is the front panel. We need the front panel connector here. This one is ideally the easiest one out of the 3 that I just did. Oh my god. All right, that's in. All right, dude, that was, oh my god, that was awful. Dude, I'm sweating. Whew. I've had the same issue, ended up using adapters with a 90-degree angle. That definitely would have helped. I don't have that though. Well, we do at the office, but not here. Okay. Those are all plugged in. Now we just got HD audio, which thankfully that one is nice and clear down here in the bottom left. Like so. And then we just need to plug in that PWM connector somewhere for the fan hub. Not exactly sure where I'm going to plug in that just yet. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to uncable manage the PWM connector. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's the cable bundle I was looking for. There we go. So yeah, that can come all the way down here. We will get rid of those stupid twist ties. Put that down there, and then let's hope there is a PWM connector at the bottom of the motherboard. Somewhere accessible. There is. Plug that in, and boom. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, this is what we're looking like after all of those connectors are plugged in. So we just need to, again, this is why this case is so easy. That bundle of cables, I can just slide up underneath these plastic tabs. No zip ties are needed, which this is where I would always use zip ties going along this edge here. I got this SATA power down here, which I will use at some point. And then for these excess cables, what can I do with these? These might just live underneath the case. I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll get rid of the foam that I forgot to remove. I mean, I could like bundle that up here, I guess. Yeah, we can do that, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. That way we can keep that like that, and then that little... That's fine. These are just free floating. We'll deal with that after we install the power supply. But the power supply we can do now. This is a very unique power supply situation. The power supply actually mounts here, going the other way. You can see, maybe. This is the power, yeah, this is the power supply mount right here. That way, this area of the PSU basement has all that free air to intake onto the GPUs with those pre-installed fans. Which is pretty cool. It mounts 2 ways. Does it? What's the other way? Maybe with an adapter or something, or a mount? I'm not sure. But we're gonna mount it this way. Actually, I gotta remove another stupid twist tie first. I assume it's okay for me to upgrade my 10700F to an 11th gen in this situation. Yeah, just make sure you update your BIOS. Update your BIOS while you still have your 10th gen CPU installed. That way the 11th gen works. But yeah, I mean, if that's what you got to do. What if I don't update my BIOS? It might not work. Whenever you have a motherboard that can support multiple CPU generations, which is almost all of them these days, AM4, LGA 1700, etc. They usually only come with the stock, with the older BIOS supporting the first or lower gen CPUs. It all depends on how new the motherboard is, etc. But what enables them to use the newer CPU generations that come out later is a BIOS update. They have to have a certain version of the BIOS for those next CPU generations to work. So don't take that for granted. If you are doing a same platform CPU upgrade, make sure you always update that BIOS before you take it out to put in the new CPU. Sometimes motherboards will have a BIOS flashback button, which if you know how to use it, it allows you to upgrade the BIOS without having a working CPU, which is very nice. I like when they do that. But not all of them have it. This motherboard does not. All right, let's start with some power supply stuff now. Getting our 24-pin plugged in, etc. Bring back the Coke Zero. If I take another bathroom break, I am gonna go get a Coke Zero. After that warm Shiner Bock, a Coke Zero sounds delicious right now. That sounds fantastic, actually. That sounds great. I like Shiner cold, but definitely not warm. Yeah, I just haven't been enjoying beer lately. So I haven't even been buying the good stuff. I've been just buying, I mean, not that Shiner's not good. I haven't been buying all of like the fancy craft beers and whatnot. I've been just buying like Shiner Bock or like Blue Moon or just some basic stuff. You watched Patty get beat up last weekend? I did, man. Dude, that was a serious beatdown. I'm not a I've been a Patty fan. Still am. I was hoping that he did a little bit better, though. It was a very entertaining fight to watch. But, I mean, dude, Patty got wrecked. Big time. I'm happy for Gaethje. He was like... Gaethje's like the gatekeeper of up-and-comers like that situation. That was good. That was good. I was a little disappointed in Patty, though. Like, I don't know why he didn't shoot for takedowns or try to get some grappling involved. He didn't do that the whole fight, which is probably not the best idea against a Justin Gaethje. Justin had no marks on his face? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got out of there unscathed. I expected takedowns, same. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Justin wasn't throwing any kicks, though. I don't know if he threw any kicks. He probably was not throwing kicks because he didn't want to leave himself exposed for the takedown, but... Yeah, that was wild. Nilo with the 5 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Why is your LED back to glitching? Because it's Linux. I got Linux installed. I'm daily driving Linux as of this week. I have not figured out how to control the Lian Li fans yet on Linux. So that is just unfortunately what happens. I got a long way to go on that pursuit, but that is definitely the reason why. Can you do a fam meetup in Houston? Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Micro Center or maybe the ZTT HQ after a while. We'll see. Yeah, I definitely want to do some type of like I don't know how to do a meetup. I've never like done an organized meetup. It sounds like it I don't know, man. It's a weird situation. Like, how many people would realistically show up if I was like, hey, let's meet somewhere? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Would it be like 5 people and we just hang out? Or do we need security? Like, I got no idea, man. I've gone to Brett's meetups. He had a couple meetups here in Pittsburgh, and those were fun. There's a few dozen people there. Micro Center meetup? Yeah, definitely. Do that Houston Micro Center, that's gonna be my stomping ground. You got a final mouse? No. No, Sam at the office has a final mouse. That's his daily driver. I don't. ZTT tailgate? Dude, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. What event would we tailgate? You gotta remember, like, the amount of people that are into computers and, like, watching Thursday night PC building live streams, most of them are probably not, like, super into sports and all that. Oh, we might have a problem. We might have a serious problem. This, power supply's right angle connector is not angled the correct way. I might need to find a different... I might need to... Oh, I think I had to do this last time. I think I have to use the traditional power supply mount. I don't think I can do it this way. I feel like I've done this already. So this is how the power supply is mounted from the side. And then it gives you this extension cable. That way you can use the connector in the back. But this only works in one direction, and it is not that direction. And it's not long enough for me to twist it the other direction. And even if it was, it'd have to, like, bend all... Yeah, I think I gotta uninstall that, man. It looks like I can install the power supply right here in the traditional orientation. I just gotta remove this plate. Pretty sure I gotta do that. Yep, as I highlighted earlier, I believe you, man. I believe you. I just missed it. A little reach around? Yeah, this reach around's not getting the job done. I'm pretty sure I did this exact same thing the last time I used this case. Pretty sure I had the power supply installed, realized that wasn't gonna work, and then moved it to the back. I'm pretty sure, unless if this is some serious deja vu. Are those Corsair HS80s worth it for $70? I would only buy these if you're buying them because you want the best gaming headset wireless microphone. Remember, these are not the HS80... shoot. What's the upgraded version of the HS80s? The Max? It's not the Max. Yeah, the Max. These are the OG HS80s. The Maxes have a legitimately downgraded microphone. Don't buy that one if you're trying to get this microphone level quality. But if you're just interested in a gaming headset, no, I wouldn't buy this anymore. This thing's like 5 years old. It was good 5 years ago, but there's a lot of other better options these days. But I don't think any of them have a better microphone quality than this. That is the one thing in peripheral world that I try to stay up to date with. I'm just going to remove that panel so I can rotate this power supply. I'm always on the hunt for wireless gaming headsets that have a good microphone quality. And to this day, I don't think that there's a better one than this one. This case for 120 or the Okonos Aircross for 92? That's a fantastic question. The Aircross shouldn't be $92. I'm pretty sure the Aircross usually goes for $80. At $80, it's a good comparison. At $92, I don't think the Aircross is a good $92 case. But at the $80 I think it normally is, it is. It just depends. I would say that this is better, and it's $30 better than the Aircross, but the Aircross is really good for the price too. Both are solid options. Just depends if you want the bet. This one is a little bit better cable management, a little bit better material, but that Okonos Aircross, man, that's still really good. It has all the fans as well. Yeah, both are. That's a great comparison. You have the dream job besides being a pro golfer? That's a hilarious I don't know, comparison. Kind of true though. Kind of true. Look at this. This is a little stupid twist tie with clear, I don't know, yeah, you can see that. With clear metal inserts directly right behind the motherboard. Dude, this is why I hate this nonsense. If this were to, like, strip out a little bit and that rubber material fades away, dude, you'd be screwed. You would short your motherboard out right here. That's brutal, man. That's exactly how it happened. Okay, I think we're cable managed. I think that looks fine. Let's get in our... Unbox the GPU, get that installed, and then we're done. Alright, here we go. We got the Asus Prime 16 gig 9060 XT. Is the Antec Flux a good case for $75? Yeah. Antec Flux is... I like the Flux even better than this one. I think both are top 5 cases for me. But Flux to this day still might be my favorite case. That one is fantastic as well. Very similar. Very similar. I love the Prime cards. I do too, man. Super clean. Super clean design. My favorite part is just... I love this so much. The black text... I don't know why that's not focusing. The black text, like, just being subtle on the black here. Look, oh my god, it just looks so good. Such a clean card. Yeah, Asus actually did a really good job. Both for the NVIDIA and AMD cards. These are super solid. For the 0 RGB builds, yeah, exactly. For the all black, just clean, minimal builds, these are one of the best options. The Asus Dual GPUs, those are really good too. Those black ones are squeaky clean. And then XFX, those are probably the cleanest. The XFX all black cards, I mean, it's literally nothing. It's just an all black graphics card. That's probably as clean as it gets. This is probably my 6-year-old's favorite part. Taking off all of this. I don't think he likes it because of, like, the typical, like, oh yeah, it's fun to peel off electronics. I just think he likes doing it. He always does this part too. The XFX Quicksilver? Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. Mac is better than Windows? I would have to agree. That's why I daily drive a MacBook for work. Out of all of the operating systems that work with the software that I need and don't get in my way, yeah, I think Mac OS is the best as far as that goes. It's not annoying like Windows is, and it actually uses, or it can use Adobe products unlike Linux. So yeah, Mac OS is great. Windows is getting worse every month. It really is, man. Like it's I know we've been saying that Windows has been getting worse for like a decade, but like it's making some significant strides in actually continuing to get worse. It's pretty wild. Like long term, like Microsoft is going to screw this up with how much steam and momentum Linux has for gamers. Like they're actually going to mess this up, man. We could see over the next few years some actually significant like user percentages switching over to Linux. I know it keeps going up every year, but it's still like very negligible in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, Windows like actually sucks. All right, GPU. I've removed the PCIe brackets. Now I'm just trying to install in the PCIe slot, which it now is. I'm gonna screw this in, plug in those connectors, and then we will finally be done. I always push up on the GPU whenever I'm screwing these in. Otherwise, it'll start sagging like as you're screwing it in. So before you really tighten that one down, just keep it pressed up to try and help with the sag, especially on the longer GPUs. How do I want to do this? Probably gonna plug this in here and then just pull that out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. That's looking pretty good, man. It's a little dark, a little tough to see. But we do have a clean all black gaming PC here for our next PC giveaway. Just gotta hide these cables. Who won the last one? Wayinator. Wayinator was the winner, and they were here in chat, which is always super fun. This is what the cable management looks like. I actually stuck to the original guess that we did not have to use a single zip tie, just because of how easy it is to cable manage inside this Lian Li case. I mean, that is as easy as it gets. Doesn't even require tools to put that back on there. And boom. This is our next... Dude, that looks pretty good. Oh, you can't even see the SSD now. Kind of. It's kind of sneaking in there. That looks good, though, man. I mean... That's sophisticated. Dude, that actually looks really good. Let's go. That is the next gaming PC giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. We got the... It's pretty powerful, too, man. The 5800 XT, which is the fastest AM4 gaming CPU that's not an X3D. 32 gigs of DDR4. And a 16 gig 9060 XT. One of you is going to go home with it maybe 6 weeks from now. No fans on top now, just air cooler. So we got 5 fans in here. If you can't tell, there are 2 140s in the front. We got 2 120s right here, intaking for the GPU. And then we have a 120 on the back. So, I mean, we have plenty of airflow. If you put an AIO, yeah, you just put that at the top, get some front or some top exhaust action, but oh, it's a 170 up front? Oh, yeah, that's not a 140. Yeah, or is it 180? 170? Okay. Yeah, they're huge. 170 mil fans. Let me see if I can get a better angle here for you. Yeah, these fans are huge. Yeah, look at the size of this fan compared to the 120. Yeah, huge fans. So yeah, we got plenty airflow here. But yeah, that's gonna conclude tonight's build, ladies and gentlemen.